What's up, guys? So just honestly a quick video. Just want to talk about Bitcoin, considering I don't know what block height we're at right now, but no one's really talking about it anymore, or people are talking about it, and if you do talk about it, you probably look like a dumbass, but here we are anyways, right? So mind you, don't do this at home, driving and recording, chill. Anyways, but I am recording from block height 958,865. So that's the time that it is, the block height. And essentially what does this mean is basically it's a subsidy of the count of, damn, now I probably don't sound intelligent talking about this, but basically the block height is a record of all the Bitcoins that are being basically exchanged and are being mined on a daily basis, and it's always audited at an average time of 10 minutes. So why Bitcoin? Is it like imaginary internet money? How has Bitcoin changed one's life? Bitcoin changed my life by just learning how money works and just how to value your time and what's really meaningful. Before learning about Bitcoin, I was just always working. You're always on a hamster wheel, just chasing, neglecting friends and family. I was always just busy, but not in, depending on the context, busy working looks good, but it's like, are you gonna just work your life away? You know what I mean? Without any intention. And then understanding that you're working and you're exchanging your time for dollars, but do you not realize that your dollars are being fucking printed to infinity and also just being devalued at a record pace? You can't really outwork, let me be more direct, you can't outwork a money printer system. If you can't outwork the people that are printing money and borrowing it, and then there's really no consequence to it. Well, there are consequences to that, but essentially, as history showed, a lot of that happens to come out with a bailout in anyways. But the main point is, it helped me realize how to utilize my time. I've been making an effort to spend more time with my friends and family, and obviously not all friends are there anymore. Everybody's on their own journey. I still love them niggas. Not sure if they love me or not, but niggas don't call me. But the phone does work both ways. So it's like when I reach out, but these niggas don't reach out to me. I digress. So, and I really can't blame them because I disappeared from people's lives for 5 years. And it's all those people that I met, damn. Niggas just going through the mental battles, but it's like fiat currency, how it has people just running on a hamster wheel. People don't understand really why things get more expensive. It's not that things are more expensive, it's just that the currency, the dollar, is really not worth much because it's just being devalued, and that's always been a problem with society. If you look at history, the Roman days, yada, coin clipping, all that bullshit, right? It's always been an issue. So it always keeps people running on a hamster wheel. And obviously you have gold, but then 1971, everybody knows about that shit, right? The whole gold stuff. I watched The Big Short, but there was also leverage, which is how the banks connecting a bunch of all mortgages. Once people get a mortgage, that mortgage typically sold within a week. And that's people's pension and shit. And what I mean by people's pension is like all the stocks you put your stuff into, all depending on the rating stuff, it's all just debt. The whole system is just debt. So it's like, what does that mean for you and I? It fucking means that you need to find hard assets to store your money in. However, I am a realtor and I help people buy and sell homes. At the same time, not everybody should buy a home because real estate is really a tax play. Real estate comes with ongoing expenses. So if the numbers make sense and you could cover the expense, getting property is good. Another thing you have to be mindful of when getting property is just the time basis. Getting property is another job, and I do that for a living. At the same time, I can be honest about just how it is, because real estate is good. You get a lot of tax benefits. It just has to make sense, and the area has to make sense. And it's more so, is this an area that you want to live in more than 10 years? Is this a place you see yourself being at? If that's the case, go get that property. But if you see yourself leaving, even after 5 years, probably benefit from tax, maybe make some money back. But this is more so from family. Single family, you gotta be sure you want to stay in that area. You know what I mean? However, getting property, a lot of the times, even some of my clients, really, they have excess funds. And if they don't get property, they're just gonna end up paying taxes for it. So that's another aspect. But why Bitcoin? Bitcoin opened my mind up to having more time in one's life, knowing that your money isn't going to be devalued after a 10, 15-year span. Because people do the right thing, they get the property, they have the job, they have the children, but then it's like 10 years, 20 years down the line, all the money they've been putting away, savings and the investment accounts that everybody talks about, your Roth IRA, your 401k. Bro, what the fuck did this shit do for me? You know what I mean? Actually, I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's just like your real wealth, because essentially you have to make more than 10% on your money a year, because really the devaluation 7 to 8%. So even your high yield interest savings account is losing money, really. In not nominal terms, it's going up. Nominal means numerical, but real purchasing power is shit's going down. And I'm not saying not to have a high yield savings account, because that's important. It's just the fact of the matter, the reality of things, that the currency is basically being debauched, and a lot of it had to do. It's been an ongoing issue, because if you look at history, they've always been, when there's a problem, then the solution, they always end up printing money, regardless if it's Democrat or if it's Republican. Honestly, I did make a political video, but I never actually posted it. And essentially the basis of the video was like, bro, why are we tripping over both sides? Like, everybody hated Trump, everybody hated Biden, everybody hated the social communist people and stuff. And like, I get it, because communists has killed more people in the 19th or 20th century than all the other wars combined. But it's just like, bro, can we all just get together? And bro, both sides are printing money. Both sides. Dude, what number are we at? I think we're at, I don't know, I had a screenshot here of whatever time of this date. Today's July 20th, that, you know, the US debt is. And it's like, nigga, who's paying that shit back? And a lot of it, I watched The Big Short over this weekend, and it's just crazy, bro. And it's like, they were just saying like, these are stupid. It's not that these people know what they're doing. They're like saying that they're stupid. It's like, damn, are you serious? Like, there's no this dumbasses just running this shit. But hey, what does that mean for you and me? If there's dumbasses running this shit, then that means you could do anything that you desire in this life. You just gotta put your mind to it. As corny as that sounds, it's really brick by brick. But back to the whole topic, Bitcoin. Bitcoin exposes to the monetary system. It exposes you to how money works. It exposes to you on having a higher time preference and not a shorter time preference. And what I mean by that is people have shorter time preferences because the money doesn't go as far. And at least in America, if you go out the country, you know, it goes farther in other countries. But the real reason is we're at dollars there, and they're exporting their products and services here, because the whole point of money is to exchange for products and services. Besides that, you know, money's, that's all. Maybe this was all over the place. However, I hope this video helps somebody. We just gonna rep this out. Even if this wasn't good, fuck it. It is what it is. I'ma just talk my mind out, you know, just for y'all. And I guess just dive deeper. Probably didn't say much in this, but I brought up a whole variety of different topics. I didn't fucking script this, just fucking off the dome. But yeah, why Bitcoin? Bitcoin gives you, if you don't want freedom in your life, don't get Bitcoin. And my last talking point, I remember being at the barbershop. I know I'm bald, right? But I still the barber, you know, fix it up. And my barber, shout out to Leochi, if you're watching this, we were having a chat, and he gets property out in DR. We were just talking, and one of the things that we were talking about, he was like, yo, like, I'd freedom. And in my head, I was thinking, I was like, damn, should I tell him? Should be like, straight up, like, if you're freedom, just get you some Bitcoin in a cold storage, and then shut the fuck up. And don't say anything, and just go about your life, provide value, and then store your value in something that cannot be debased. And that is the moral of the story. So moral of the whole story, Bitcoin is freedom money, because it gives you back your time, and it won't be devalued on a yearly basis, because people just pay attention to what happens in 1 year, 2 year, but it's really about what happens in 10 years, 15, 20, because you want your money to be able to last you later in life. Money is essentially like just time a capsule. So have good time with your family and friends, cherish those moments. If any of you guys have children, you got to cherish those too, because they're looking up to you for the next generation. And like, if you're in this, and you're on either side of the political aisle, my brother, my sister, I really don't give a fuck. Like, I hear on all the human stuff and shit like that, like, I hear talking points, and I can sympathize with that. At the same time, bro, if we solve this money problem, the whole world would be a bit better, because it's like, bro, like, they use these emotional pulls and tugs to distract motherfuckers. But anyways, that's a whole nother conversation. I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope this provided value. And we'll rep out another 100 videos. If I don't feel like doing this shit no more, I'll just keep my mouth shut, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, peace out.